Hey everyone, Rogue Leader here, and today we will be beginning a giant project for myself, and that project is collecting every Lego Marvel minifigure out there, because this is going to take so long. I'm going to be making a series out of it. It's not going to be just one video, so this is episode 1. Before we get started, I want to lay down some simple ground rules, but first we need to figure out how many minifigures I need to collect. I'll be using Bricklink to figure all of this out. When you first enter Bricklink and go to minifigures and scroll to the superhero section, you will find that there are a whopping 1,058 minifigures under the superhero theme. But this theme is actually a combination of both Marvel and DC minifigures. Once you subtract the DC characters, you're left with 661 minifigures. But on Bricklink, CMF minifigures are in their own spot, so we need to add 25 minifigures for the two series of Marvel minifigures we've gotten over the years, and 4 minifigures from the Bricktober Infinity War pack way back when. That was also excluded from the superheroes theme when doing the final calculations. So now with those numbers added, we're at 690 minifigures to collect. Now let's get into some rules. Rule 1. No duplicate figures. Basically, some minifigures in Bricklink's system have two variants. Take this Iron Man from one of the Armory sets, for example. This minifigure's number is SH0673, but it has a second variant labeled as SH073S. The only difference is that the variant has the sticker applied and the original does not. Because they both have the same item number, that being SH0673, I will not be counting it. I'll only be counting it once. So instead of collecting 690, I will only be collecting 689. This means all minifigures with a variant need to have a number deleted to keep the total number accurate. If you're still confused, look at the battle droid from Star Wars. All the normal ones are SW0001, but depending on their arms or if they have a backpack, they are SW0001A, SW0001B, or SW0001C. They all have the same number, they are just slight variants. Looking at Bricklink, there are a few minifigures that have variants that will be removed from the total amount. Those being Wasp, MODOK, Joaquin and Sam from Captain America 4, Doc Ock, Spider-Man Noir, Nick Fury, and two different Iron Mans. This brings the total from 690 down to 681. Then there are minifigures that are marked for deletion. This means two of the exact same figure exists and so one needs to be deleted. Figures that are marked for deletion are Nick Fury, Spider-Man Noir, and two Iron Man minifigures. For whatever reason, both Nick Fury and Spider-Man Noir have three minifigures, two variants and one marked for deletion. Now that we have all that cleared up, subtracting all the figures that are duplicates or marked for deletion, our new number is 677. Rule number 2, no Comic-Con or exclusive convention minifigures. This rule is pretty self-explanatory. Basically, any minifigure that is a Comic-Con exclusive or came in a Comic-Con exclusive set, I will not be buying. This is simply because I don't want to break the bank and go into debt for this challenge, as some of these minifigures cost over $1,000 alone. We will be subtracting these minifigures you see here, and the new number is 663. Now, I know the first two rules were about getting rid of figures. That will not be counted. So to make up for that, I will be adding some with this rule. This superhero line started in 2012, but there were some Marvel sets that were released beforehand that are not counted as their own category and not a part of the total superhero number. I am of course referring to the Sam Raimi Spider-Man sets that were released alongside the first two movies. These sets included a total of 31 unique minifigures, so I will be adding that to our total, and now we are collecting 694 Marvel minifigures. Oh, and one last thing, these rules are pretty loose and I can do what I want, so don't go commenting if I do something that goes against the rules I laid out because, yeah, if I change the rules, I'm allowed to do that. Now, let's begin. The first thing I want to do is figure out what I already have. So I pulled out some bins and cups that are full of Marvel minifigures and began sorting them by year, all while removing any duplicate minifigures that I own. After counting up what I have found that I already have 230 out of 694 Marvel minifigures. I also have 11 big figs and 24 of the Marvel CMF figures on display, so now I have 265. Knowing that, I can create a plan for how to get the rest. Now, I do have some minifigures I have on display with sets, as well as some minifigures that are not assembled. I'm also currently building Avengers Tower, which has a lot of minifigures that I don't have in my collection yet. By episode 2, I should have it completed, so I will be able to add all those, as well as the ones on display in part 2. I'll also be trying to rebuild some of my minifigures that I have in bins from random custom minifigures, so I need to reassemble them, and I'll be able to put those in too. In part two, I also want to be able to buy some of the newer sets that I haven't gotten a chance to buy that have a bunch of exclusive minifigures. So yeah, that's the plan for episode two. And of course, the numbers of figures needed will go up as time goes on because new minifigures will keep coming out. April is just a couple days away as of recording this, and with that will come, I believe, two new Marvel sets with plenty of new minifigures to collect. But for now, that's what I've got. If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe, and I will see you in part two.